This is SoundOff 60, Southwest Louisiana's premier sports show. SoundOff 60 is presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, where your future is our history. Also presented by Walk-Ons Bistro and Bar, home of SoundOff 60. Here are the guys, Rick, Scooter, and Kevin.
We have a locked and loaded show for you on SoundOff 60 this week, coming to you from Walk-Ons. It is going to be a jam-packed, and it will be a can't-miss production. Let me just say,
we have a bit of an audience again.
Yes, we're kind of somewhat back to normal.
Socially distanced,
yes.
but an audience.
And I see that. That's pretty good the way they've organized things inside.
Yes.
Greg has done a great job.
Yes, the under-roof dining is back somewhat normal, 25% occupancy here at Walk-Ons. Everybody knows the rules, right? We'll get into that a little bit later on. Welcome to the show, coming to you, either our 30-minute or our hour-long version, coming to you on either CBS Lake Charles or Suddenlink Cable Channel 4. And also now, guys, remember, YouTube, anywhere in the world.
We're expanding, Rick.
Yes, and you can catch the YouTube via CBS LakeCharlesTV.com. That's how you navigate to the YouTube channel. All right. Mr. G on the far end. Love the shirt. We'll get into that a little bit later on in the hour-long version of the show. Newspaper boy in the middle. Sarah here trying to captain this crazy ship. It is going to be nutty. All right, let me tell you what we have coming up next week. A little programming note. McNeese University President Dr. Darrell Burkell will join us. We will be the first media outlet to have him live on a television table or set to do long-form discussion over anything pandemic. He's been very busy, right?
Yes.
Obviously so. So Dr. Burkell will be on next week. Believe me, we'll have a lot to cover. So
for the questions that we have, is that going to be an hour-long enough for a show? For what because there's a lot that's going on.
I don't know how we're going to do it.
There's
a lot of
that's
questions
going on.
But
Rick.
we'll figure it out,
Wow.
okay? We'll figure it out. So Dr. Burkell is coming up next week. Later on in this week's show, new Sulphur head football coach Chris Towery will join us. We'll meet him. First time.
Very first time.
We'll introduce the new Golden Tour head coach to everyone in this region of the state. He'll be coming up later on in the hour-long version of the show. Wow. Okay, a lot to cover. Let's start this show. Let's go with McNeese and the athletic director decision to suspend or end the search as of now.
I don't think
initial reaction.
I'm a little confused as to why do this.
Okay.
They obviously just put it on hold.
Yeah.
Which I understand. But why do you have to announce that? If they don't announce anything, don't we assume the search is ongoing? Which, in a way, it is. They didn't name,
Right.
They didn't elevate anybody from interim to.
But you and me and David Berry from the newspaper, we would be first in line asking, where are we? It was supposed to be in place July 1 for their physical year.
I'm not complaining if they're being honest.
Much more transparent than they have been.
It is more transparent. I just wonder what the point of it is to announce you're suspending it.
I don't have a problem
I
with
don't know when it will come back.
Go ahead.
I don't have a problem with it.
You're just wondering why. Okay.
Confused.
I'm a little bit with Scooter. I mean, if you're going to bring someone in and interview them, and then later on, a day later or 2 days later, you say, well, we're going to suspend the search right now until a later date or what have you. Well, what's the cause? What's the cause to do that? I'm a little bit confused at that.
There may be some reason, I don't know, and we'll ask Dr. Raquel next week.
Yeah.
We will.
But my point, let's say you got a coaching search going on, and every day you hold a press conference to announce,
and you say you're going to postpone it.
We haven't found anybody yet.
Yeah.
Here's my take on it. I think they were right to announce the suspension because everything that they said was July 1, that's our goal. Because my understanding is, and I think I'm on firm ground with this, that is when they start their physical year, July 1.
Okay. Fiscal year.
Fiscal year.
Now,
Fiscal. The money year.
Yeah.
So,
fiscal, not physical.
So the calendar of it, that's what, and if you go well into the fall and you're still not making an announcement, what are they going to say? Oh, by the way, we suspended it. They did the right thing on announcing it. Here's my take in regards to why. You've got Tanner Steins as an interim AD
Right.
who has fought this battle all the way since probably February
And
with
it's
this
made no
pandemic.
secret he would like to.
Of course.
He's been on the
Of
show.
course.
He's been on the show before talking about it.
So he's well equipped to take them into the fall and through the fall, in my opinion. I think it's a money situation too.
I think
All
it
right,
is.
they'll
I think
save
you're
some
right.
money.
I think you're
'Cause
right.
you bring in a guy, one of these top flight and well qualified candidates, guys. The salary is probably going to be 160, 180. You're going to save some money.
But
and
you
then
have
need
to look
save at every corner.
You have to look as to where they're coming from too, Rick.
That's
the
true.
program.
That's true.
Now, you're coming down to another program that's not as elite as to where you're coming from.
Okay.
I think you have to make that up, Rick, somehow.
Well, and here's the other
You
part.
have to make it up.
In regards to suspending it, you might have had a good candidate like Kevin Kyle was reportedly one of the finalists who was here many years ago.
Yes.
Who's one of the associate ADs at Baylor.
Yes.
Well, if you delay it, you might lose him. You might lose some good candidates who might have a change of heart or get other jobs.
I don't
But
know
that's the risk we're
unless
taking.
they know something we don't know.
Well, maybe so. But to Hobbs' point, we'll get into that with Dr.
We will.
Darryl
That's to be a
Buckell
good
next
question.
week. That's one of the subjects we want to cover with him. All right, boy, coming up next. Last week it was the Saints, the best of the Saints ever. We got through that,
We
right?
did.
Both offense,
We did.
defense, and head coach.
We
This
did.
week, it's the best ever LSU Tiger. And let me tell you,
realize LSU's been playing a lot longer than
a little
Saints
bit,
have.
a little bit.
About, what, 70 years,
And
I
you
guess.
put the list together, and it's lengthy. So I think the swords are coming out on this one. We'll start that little adventure when we come back to Walk On. Stay
Yes.
right here.
SoundOff 60 is brought to you by Walk-Ons, Bistro and Bar, where great food, your sports, and good times roll. Stay here. The boys will be right back.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-On.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
SoundOff 60, we're back, and we are presented by Walk-On's home of SoundOff 60, open for business. Come on down, full menu, all your favorites, right here at Walk-On. All right, best ever LSU Tigers. For what, 130 years of history of LSU football? Something
close,
like that.
127, I guess.
Disclaimer, the list that you will see on your screen comes from our Hall of Fame sports writer and
Mr. Hobbs, he did a great job.
resident LSU
He did.
historian.
I must say he did a great job on it.
I got a bone to pick on just probably one on the list, but that's about it. All right, let's get started.
Hey, that was a little gratis.
Probably. Thank you very much. All right, let's start with the elite position, quarterback. And
Yes.
let me go. All right, obviously Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
All right, 2-year starter. Tommy Hodgson, Burt Jones, Alan Risher, Jamarcus Russell, and from the heyday, Y.A. Tittle. Okay, let's change it up a little bit. We'll start with the man in the middle who put together the list. Give us a brief argument why.
I don't think there's much argument on that one. Joe Burrow, right now, he's in contention to be the best LSU player ever.
Interesting.
And I didn't see a lot of them, but I've never seen anything like what Joe Burrow did this year, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I mean, you can't argue that. I mean, some positions you just don't argue. But, the number 2 guy that I'm in between, Tommy Hudson was my quarterback. Make no mistake, okay, guys? So that's my number 2 guy. It's Tommy Hudson, okay?
Here's where we start fighting. I have a big bromance with Joe Burrow. I loved him from even the first. I loved him before he even got here. Remember that argument? Y'all said I was crazy. You don't know anything about him.
I didn't know him.
I didn't know him either, but I said he's better than anything on the roster. I go with Tommy Hudson. I go with Hudson.
Just for 4 years or what?
You're right. I did a little poking around. You know this better than me. 4 years, all SEC first team.
Look,
9,100 yards passing.
Okay.
A decent completion rate.
You just didn't want it to be unanimous.
Let me tell you.
No, I'm serious. Tommy Hudson. For 4 years, he didn't win a national title. Dan Marino didn't win a Super Bowl.
No joke.
Dan Marino didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Many great ones didn't win the championship.
Look.
But I love Joe Burrow.
I will bow to nobody in my admiration for Tommy Hudson.
Yeah, I'm sure
he's one of the few on this list I really know pretty well.
Yeah.
And a guy that just loved to win. The defense loved Tommy because Tommy would always say, I'm going to give you guys some rest.
I think
Don't even worry about it.
You played with the man. I think
Tommy was the best, man.
All right, quickly before we move on. Rohan Davey didn't make the list? Maybe
Probably
just squeaked in?
Well, he was really kind of, and I know you could say maybe the same about Burrow, 1.5 year wonder.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Not a 1.5 year wonder like Burrow was.
No.
But
he was good. He was fun to watch.
I agree.
All right, running back. Here's
Boy, you talk about tough.
Holy smokes.
This is going to be a good one.
Okay, it's a long list. Alexander.
We could go through the names.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Billy Cannon.
This is a good one, yeah.
Hilaire, Kevin Falk, Fournette, Geis, Hilliard, Jimmy Taylor, and Steve Enberg. Okay. Let's see. Kevin, we'll start with you. All right. We don't want to run out of time.
Okay.
So
The guy, look,
all-time
I'm
best
going to say Leonard Fournette. That's me.
Interesting.
And number 2, I'm going to go with Charles Alexander because there's a reason why.
Very interesting. Okay.
There's a reason why. But Scooter, you go. Go ahead.
I'll go last all the time.
I'm going to go with Kevin Falk.
Okay.
Close over Billy Cannon. I didn't see Billy. I'm not that old.
I didn't either.
And I think people will forget, we're comparing them against their peers and whatever.
Yeah.
Cannon's measurables, his speed, size, would play today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
You're right.
But Falk was just a 4-year warrior.
Kevin was.
That's a tough one. But you're saying, I'll get a little bit of an argument, not for my number 1, but you're saying Leonard Fournette. I may be the only person. I like Darius Geis more than Leonard Fournette.
Interesting.
Scooter, that's a tough one, man. But,
that guy just ran angry.
He did.
I think Kevin changed the position for us for how people looked at it nationally.
Yes.
LSU became popular by running backs. I mean because of one.
There's so many great ones.
that aren't even on here.
So many great ones.
So
it's a good list.
That's what I'm saying. Kevin kind of changed the dynamics of that.
My pick is best ever, Kevin Falk. 3 years, 5-yard average. 3 years, 46 touchdowns.
Punts and kickoff.
He did. He
Yeah.
did. But
Very
you know
versatile.
what? The thing that we can look
Very
at two guys to kind of make our argument even better. Look at the type of career these guys had after leaving college.
I know that, but
That's
this is
even
only
bigger.
LSU.
Well,
That's
you
even
want
bigger.
to
I
do
know.
that?
All right,
That's
we gotta
even
move.
bigger.
Steve
We gotta
Van
move.
Buren's the only
another-
one
This is
in
why I
the Pro
try to
Football
captain this
Hall
That's a
of
whole
Fame.
nother.
We
I know
have
that's
to
a whole
move
nother.
on. Wide
That's a whole nother.
receiver, too many to
that's a
run
tough one,
through.
man. You
The
know
list
I'm
is
going with.
long. The list is long. All right, Hobbs, the best ever wide receiver. Let's move it. Let's go. We got to go.
Of that group, and I'm going to go Jarvis Landry.
I knew you would say that. I knew you would say that.
Mind-boggling.
Just
Mind-boggling.
loved the way he
I knew you would say
and
that.
he was absolute, not as a returner, but he was a special team stud.
Okay, so
too.
see, some of this is kind of like you just like him. Emotional. You like the way he
I like the
played.
way he played.
Yeah.
Versatility. All right,
But
Guidry.
look, I'm going to make it real quick. I'm going to go, may get some boos. I'm going to go with Odell, number 1.
well,
My
you
number
can
2,
make that
let me tell
argument.
you my number 2, though. It's Wendell Davis, and I'll tell you why. Scooter can tell you. That was a
I know
catch.
why.
That was a
Because
catch that
he
Wendell
played
Davis
with
made. Yes, because he played with me. That's one. That was a catch in Ole Miss game that Wendell Davis made over the shoulders, looking the other way. Look, Odell Beckham has made some one-handed catches that have been just spectacular.
We got to move
Josh,
on.
But, oh, my God.
Maybe it's me. Josh Reed, 3
Well, you
years.
can't go wrong.
3,000 yards receiving, 18 touchdowns. I mean, Josh
Reed would be a valid argument, Rick. It would be.
Reed.
It would be a
Beckham
valid
can't even
argument.
touch him on numbers. It's Josh Reed.
It would be.
All right.
I can go with you on that.
Tight end. Let's go to tight end. You see the list. Kitchen, LaFleur, Billy Masters. Don't even know who that is.
I'm going to go David LaFleur.
I'm going David
over
LaFleur,
Brian Kitchen.
You know, I'm going to
pick?
Scooter. I'm going with Brian because I played with him.
Okay.
Then I'll go David LaFleur.
Come on.
Hey, man, I know these guys. I have to say that because I know
David
him.
LaFleur. Love David LaFleur. Great guy. 4-year starter, by the way.
Yes.
I got to go with Doug Morrow.
Okay.
I got to go with Doug Morrow. Never
He's a
saw him
recent
play,
guy.
but looking at the sheer numbers, I got to go with Morrow. All right.
Okay.
Offensive lineman. Wow, the list is long. You'll see it pop
Well, you
up
know
on
who
your
I'm
screen.
going with, too.
This is tough. This is our last one for the offensive side of the football. All right, Kevin, you go.
I'm going to go, and Scooter's going to tell you why I'm going to say this. Eric Andosick.
Yeah.
This kid could move a mountain, okay? Could move a mountain.
You know, he was killed tragically 3 or 4 years into his pro career. I'm going to go Andosick, too, and this was before, you know, the sympathy of him died. Players at LSU talked about him for years and years, but he's close in my mind over Alan Faneca.
There's my pick. Alan Faneca.
Alan
Faneca, best all time, but that's a hard one to cut. I mean, best offensive lineman at LSU.
No doubt about
we're close.
that.
Alan Faneca. All right.
No
Short
doubt.
pause from walk-on. We come back. We'll do this on the defensive side, and head coach, boy, we're going to have an argument at head coach.
Yes, we will. That's
we're coming back in a little bit. Stay right there.
SoundOff 60 brought to you by Merchants and Farmers Bank.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable. Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
If history has taught us anything, it's that we can get through anything. And that beer sometimes helps. So Coors Light is buying. Go to @CoorsLight on Twitter to send someone a 6-pack on us. Because, man, we could all use one right now.
All right, welcome back to Walk On SoundOff 60, presented to you by Coors Light, made to chill for the hot summers of Southwest Louisiana. Let's get to it. Best LSU Tiger in the history of Tiger football. The defensive side, we start with the big boys at the defensive line, and they pop up on your screen. Glenn Dorsey, Dewey, Estee Marshall, McFarland, Miller, Spears, and Kyle Williams. Scooter, you have the mic.
These are all close again.
They are.
I'm going to go Booger.
You going to go Booger?
McFarland.
Okay.
McFarland.
You threw me on that one. You threw me with his real name. Okay. What, 2 Super Bowls with Tampa Bay, I believe, or 2 Super Bowl titles, one with Tampa Bay.
I'm going to tell you who I'm going with Leonard Marshall.
I knew you would.
I'm going with Leonard Marshall.
This is not the Kevin Guidry.
I don't care.
Is it
I'm
all
going with Leonard Marshall.
because you played side by side? Is that?
No. He's before me. Leonard Marshall was a couple years before me. But I mean, I saw him play.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at guys I actually saw play.
And that's
Rick.
fair. That's fair.
That's
going
what I'm
Glenn
doing.
Dorsey. I do remember his impact.
He's
and
the
was
most
he not
decorated.
That's exactly.
Yes, he is.
Did he not
He
go
is. Dorsey
like in
is.
the top 5 in the draft for Kansas City?
He was top 10.
He was very high.
Glenn
very
Dorsey
high. I
was.
go with Glenn Dorsey. Move to the linebackers. Kind of a short list. You see it there. I think it's anchored by Brooks Hill and Devin White.
Devin White.
Kevin, again, on the defensive side. You should be the expert.
I played to the same side of this guy, and look.
Again.
I knew 1,001,
He
1,002.
may be right this
Somebody was
time,
getting to
though.
the quarterback. Michael Brooks, baby, hands down. Michael Brooks was a terrorizer.
He was injured his senior year, kind of
Missed
delayed.
8 games, I believe I read.
Yeah, but he's the best linebacker I saw. Yeah. Close over Eric Hill and Devin White.
I got Devin White, maybe because he's fresh on my
And
mind.
I'm not going to fist fight you over
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But Brooks was that good in y'all.
Brooks was a terrorizer, man. Quarterbacks hated this dude, man.
Brady James didn't make the list.
He probably should have.
Okay.
He probably should have.
Okay.
I'm always get on that.
Wow. Again, we don't have enough time. Defensive.
That's a hell of a list,
Look,
isn't it?
LSU is DBU.
Yes.
LSU is DBU.
And you got to pick one?
Here's Hobbs' list, and I'm going to run through it as quickly as I can. Casanova, Claiborne, Ryan Clark, Kevin Guidry made the list.
Made the list, man.
Greg Jackson.
Scooter put me on the list.
LaRon Landry, Teran Matthew, Honey Badger, Patrick Peterson, Eric Reed. I mean, the Hall of Famers, Stovall,
Johnny
Webster Williams.
Robinson.
I mean, name after name, and Hobbs probably could put 8 more guys on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, easy.
I mean, easy.
It's,
All right.
it's DBU. And they have something that's there right now that's probably going to make this list also later on.
Good point. All right, you got the floor, Mr. Former defensive back, and your name is on the list, but you
the
can't
one that
vote
I
for
love the
yourself.
most is Kevin Guidry. Love the kid.
man.
Now,
You
let
played
me,
with
let me-
him?
Let me tell you a guy that's probably going to be first, but take number
played
2.
with him?
I mean, no doubt about it. Patrick Peterson. Patrick Peterson.
No doubt.
My number 2 to Patrick Peterson, I'm going to go with, and it's tough. People are going to say Tyrann Mathieu, but I'm going to tell you who I'm going to go with, LaRon Landry. LaRon Landry would split your helmet, man.
Yeah.
This boy would knock you until tomorrow.
Well,
Hobbs?
You know, Tommy Casanova is the one with his jersey retired.
It is.
Yes.
It is.
Johnny Robinson is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But I'm going to go Patrick Peterson, too. I think he will be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But let me
I
say
think he will,
this.
too.
Tyrann Mathieu had the best single season of any defensive player
Hands down,
I
Scooter.
have ever
Hands
seen.
down.
Yeah. He was in the Heisman running.
He was. He was. Hands
Yeah.
down, he was.
Yeah. Guys, I
He
got to
was.
go with Honey Badger because and I guess I'm following a little bit of y'all lead on this because every week it was like, he's doing things that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
His versatility out of
He
that
just had a
secondary.
knack for being around the ball.
Disruptive.
Player I have
Yeah.
ever
Disruptive. I got to go with the Honey Badger. I go 1A Peterson, and right there at 1A Tommy Casanova. I didn't realize what he did after I looked. He played a little offense, played a little
Yeah.
defense. He might have been kicking too. I don't know.
He was a utility
Return
guy.
man.
Tommy was.
I mean,
he was.
Tommy Casanova was what?
I
The
have to
only
agree
one
with you, Rick.
with the
Right.
retired jersey from the defensive backfield?
I think that's going to be a few more put up there, though.
Well, yeah, Stovall was more of a running back at LSU.
No, from the
so,
defensive backfield, the only one with the retired jersey, is it what you're saying?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I mean,
think
Tommy
he is.
Casanova. Local guy, is he not Crowley?
Yeah.
Crowley in
you'd
that area?
consider
Casanova,
that
yeah, around
local.
Lafayette area.
Well,
I think,
in
yeah.
the region. All right. Place kicker, a short list. You see it on your screen. Brown Dyke, Davis, Josh Jasper, and Cole Tracy. I'm sorry, guys. Some of these I just don't know, but I'm going to give my
Tommy Davis probably went on to have the better career.
He was, Scooter.
I'll go with him.
Yeah, I agree with Scooter on that.
place
Yeah.
kicker.
David Brown Dyke was there when I was there. He missed a few, but he was okay.
Cole Tracy.
He was okay.
Big kicks.
Yeah.
Big kicks, but just 1 year.
Remember, he didn't kick off either.
That's
He
right.
He did not
He
have
did.
the
That's
strongest
right.
leg.
Who did you pick?
I went with Tommy Davis.
Did you? Okay, and you're going with same thing, or are you going with Brown? I'm going with Brown Dyke, only because I remember.
I mean, Brown Dyke kicked when I was there. I mean,
Yeah.
but he missed a few. He upset at me a couple times. Hey, he missed a few.
Oh, you had words with him?
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I'll put him at number
Come on,
2 to
we're
Davis.
getting behind
Okay,
here.
All
that's
right,
what I'll do.
punter. And these are important positions. Rusty Jackson, Donnie Jones, Chad Kessler, Brad Wing, who was Australian, was he not?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. All
Yes.
right, Hobbs, you got the floor before we
Brad
move into
Wing.
head coach.
Brad Wing.
Yeah.
That guy was, I never saw anybody could punt like
He could punt it.
Like Mickelson hitting a wedge.
Yeah.
He could.
Yeah.
He could.
I'm
I
going
mean, he
Brad
could
Wing.
boom it, too.
Yeah.
I
He
agree
could
with you.
boom it,
I agree with that
but
one.
he could also.
Now,
We
need
finally
to save
agree?
some time. Yeah, I do.
We
need
all
to save
agree,
some
Brad
time for
Wing?
this last
All
one.
right.
There's
Here's
a
where
lot
I
of
don't
argument
think
for
we're
this
going
last
to
one.
agree. All time, best
of argument.
LSU head coach. You see the list. Bill Arnsparger, Paul Dietzel, Charlie Mack, Les Miles, Ed Orgeron, Nick Saban. All right, we start with Kevin. Before we get to Hobbs,
look.
you got 30. We got 30
I'm
seconds.
going to tell you,
30 seconds. I know.
Arnsparger.
Why?
Arnsparger was my coach.
3 years, Kevin.
I
He
got-
was there 3
Did he win a
years.
national-
I wouldn't have known. He did not, Rick.
longevity
But he had
doesn't
some hell of a
matter.
players there when he was there. And the players that got drafted was mostly because of him and the way he coached, okay?
Wow.
So we credit him that.
Your metrics
if
off
you
the
get
board
two on there-
ridiculous. Off
My
the board
number two.
ridiculous.
My number 2, I'm going to go with Coach O.
Okay. Coach O would be way higher up in a few years.
Yes, he will.
I suspect.
I'll go with Coach O.
I don't know. If you look at it, I got to go Les Miles.
Tell me,
I
quickly,
knew we
tell
would
me
disagree.
why you go Les Miles.
I knew.
Quickly.
Quickly why?
Tell me why.
Well, I mean, that's not easy doing what he did. taking over for Saban.
No, it wasn't.
And he did it for a long time. I wish he hadn't been so stubborn.
Yeah.
I know. All right.
Argue with me.
I'm not going to argue, but he was stubborn, and he didn't change, and he needed to change. And when it came to changing the culture, recruiting, the championship, Nick Saban got him on the road.
Yeah.
Nick Saban is the man. He
It's-
won a title,
Rick,
first ever since the late 50s, right?
You know what?
He
It's
brought
hard
him
to
into the
argue
forefront.
that.
He brought him into the forefront.
And the argument that I'll agree with you with Nick Saban is that he gave LSU back that winning tradition that they had for
That's
years.
exactly right.
And I got to give
But
you
let
that.
me tell you.
That was a
Wait a
credit
minute,
to him
wait a
for
minute.
doing
1A.
that.
He gave him a winning tradition
No.
like they had never seen before.
That's right.
Okay.
1A is Ed
Okay.
Orgeron for what he did last year, the dream year, and the decisions he made to bring in Joe Brady and all the changes offensively.
That's why I
he's
say
right
that.
there.
That's
Right
why I
now,
say that.
he's right
If we're
there.
having this discussion a few years from now,
It's going to be Ed
suspect Joe
Orgeron.
would be
It will
Exactly,
be.
because this is an offense that will last into the
It
decade.
will.
All right, we've got to
What
take
a
a pause.
great-
We're coming
man,
right
that
back
was
to
great,
walk-on.
man.
Stay right there.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Welcome back to the show, SoundOff 60, presented by Merchants and Farmers Bank, the official bank of SoundOff 60. Let's welcome in and introduce to the region the new head football coach for the Sulphur High Golden Tours. That would be Chris Towery. We appreciate you coming in. What a way to start a monumental task to rebuild a power like Sulphur High School in the middle of a pandemic, and also the third head football coach in 3 years.
Yeah,
That's a monumental task.
It's been something else. The pandemic itself has kind of set us back in the way we want to get things done, and we've tried to be creative and getting our kids to do things and getting out to our kids. So it's definitely made us think outside the box a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, this is your first time coaching in Southwest Louisiana. Right before we came home during the break, you had to go and tell Kevin Guidry that you grew up watching him play.
Coach,
like
you're
his
killing
head
us.
needed to get any bigger, and how much you enjoyed it. Give us a little bit of your background, where you grew up and your coaching in Louisiana and Texas.
I'm from Pineville, Louisiana. Went to Pineville High School. Went to the USL back in the day. I was a backup quarterback at USL back in the mid-'90s. Played behind a pretty good guy by the name of Jake DeLome.
A little bit. Good guy.
Yeah, pretty good football player. Played with some really good football players. Played for Nelson Stokely. Played with Brandon Stokely. Or shall I say, sat the bench with those guys. Didn't really get on the field. But it was a great experience. Went back there and coached for a couple of years for Ricky Bussell. Was an assistant at the University of Houston for Kim Helton. Been at a few different high schools. I was an offensive coordinator at Redemptor's High School in their last state title in 2005. And, coming from Tyler Junior College, where I was the offensive coordinator last year in Tyler, Texas, and just trying to get back closer to home.
Coach, that is an impressive resume, and that's a varied background. Why Sulphur High School now?
In my opinion, it should be one of the better programs in the state of Louisiana. I mean, you've got that stadium that the people of that community went forth and had built, and they expect a program to be top-notch. And I just think it's a great job and a great community. And when it came open, it was basically 2 days before Christmas, and I was recruiting at Tyler, and I just kind of, this is kind of interesting. And so I sent my resume to Mr. Poole, our principal, and didn't think he would call me back. I figured at that point they had found somebody, and he called me the next morning, and I came down the next week, and it just kind of happened from there.
The thing you hear about this new job you've got, everybody in Sulphur cares about that football team.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good thing. The bad thing is everybody in Sulphur cares about that football team. How do you balance that?
Well, we just got to go out there and, I'm a big process guy, and I think a lot of people, they say that, and Nick Saban kind of brought that to the forefront when he at Michigan State and at LSU. We've got to kind of live by it, and we've got to build a program, not a team, but a program, and that doesn't happen overnight. And so you've got to show progress. You've got to balance it and hope that you're making progress for the community and that they're happy with what they see. You're never going to make everybody happy. I mean, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
So we're going to go out there and do the best we can for our kids. We've got a lot of good coaches that were held over from last year that we kept, and those guys did a good job of holding things together last year.
Talk about holding it together.
I want to give a shout out to those guys because they kept it together, and the record might not have said that, but sometimes in high school football, records are deceiving, and what's going on is deceiving with that. So, we just want to go out and put the best product on the field and be one of the best programs in the state, and that's the thing, program, not team. We're trying to build a program. And something that the people of Sulphur will be proud of.
New Sulphur head football coach Chris Towery has joined us. He'll be kind of coming in, hopefully very soon, full-time, you and the family from the Tyler, Texas area into Sulphur and get this ball rolling. Before we get into the challenges of the pandemic and, the kids and the communication and things, I got to ask you, you're from the offensive side. Is that something you're seeing more from high school head coach appointments, that they want offense? A lot like in college, a lot like in the NFL. You want offense. You got to put that offense. You got to score points in football of today.
It's entertainment. I mean, people like to see the ball in the air, and they like to see all the formations and and the RPOs.
They do want to see W's, though.
If
you can win with the wing T, you can win.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We're going to be all solid in all three phases of the game, and I am going to run the offense, and we're changing the offense that we run, and it'll be kind of a college light type offense, and so it'll be fun for people to watch. But if you can't stop people, if you can't slow them down, it's kind of hard to go out and score 60 a game. I'll give you an example of one of my offensive coordinator jobs in Texas. We had 801 yards of offense in one game, and we lost.
And you lost.
We lost 65-61, 801.
Was that in Houston?
It was in the Houston area.
I figured it would be.
Yeah, it was a crazy day, and we were up 33-14 at halftime, and just couldn't slow the other team down in the second half, and it was. I don't think I'll ever be a part of anything like that ever again. So,
I didn't mean to put words in your mouth when I was talking about, the civic support you get in Sulphur. What was your impression of Sulphur? You coached a lot in Louisiana and grew up in Louisiana, and Texas isn't that far away. What attracted you to this job, and what was your impression of the Sulphur job from afar?
Well, I think, and you see this a lot in Texas in some of the rural areas. I think it has that feel of a one school community school, and to me, that's a good thing. I know there's a lot of people that are going to say, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to want to know this, that, and the other, and they're going to be asking a lot of questions, and how we do this, coach, and how we do that, and yelling from the stands. But I think that's important, because I think it's a one town, one team, to use a Coach Orgeron thing, one team, one heartbeat type deal. And to me, that's important, that those stands are filled, that the cheerleaders are out there, the band's out there, the twisters are out there, the people are in the stands, they're supporting their kids, and we're putting a product on the field that they're very proud of.
Coach, it's been a rough couple of years with the changing of the guard, so to speak. Is it going to be a challenge, you think, to get the buy-in? You hear about that, have the kids buying in to Chris Towery and this staff?
I think it's always a challenge. Anytime something's new, it's the hesitation. It's human nature to kind of buck something that's new. You don't want to always step into something that's new. There's always initial excitement, but then when you start putting those things into play, you're going to get some kids, well, this is different, and it's kind of like that book, Who Moved My Cheese? You're looking for something new, and the kids they'll adjust. I think it'll be a bind. I think the biggest thing is us not having spring football. Not only not being able to be with the kids for spring football practice, but for our coaching staff to coach together for the first time. Because anytime you put a coaching staff together, there's kinks that have to be worked out. you can sit in meetings all day long and you can say, this is exactly how we're going to do this. This is exactly how this is going to happen. And then, boom, you get out on the practice field and it doesn't quite go like that. So you've always got to work the kinks out of things. And I think we really needed that this spring, but we're going to find a way to overcome it and adapt.
Tell us about your coaching staff. Any holdovers? Any guys you've coached with in the past? What will the chemistry there be?
I've got some holdovers from last year's staff. I kept last year's offensive coordinator, and even though we're changing offenses, he's a really good young coach. His name's Adam Kirby, and so he's going to assist me with the offense. And he's been at the small college ranks himself. Mm-hmm. So he kind of knows the ropes of what we want to get done. We hired David Trahan, who's a Sulphur grad, as the defensive coordinator. He's going to come in, and I think that'll bring some excitement from a community aspect into it. He's going to do a great job. John Paul Duhon was the interim head coach last year, and we've kept him, and he's going to be kind of the assistant head coach, and he's in charge of strength and conditioning. And it's a good mix of guys. We brought a guy in that's a retiree from Texas that is going to come over here and cross the border every day and coach in Louisiana that just brings a lot of wealth of knowledge and experience to the table. So I think it's going to be a really good mix of guys.
Coach, we talked about the pandemic and the challenges that all you guys are facing. Okay, so June 8th appears to be the date that you can somewhat assemble, right? Get the kids together. Going forward, what's going to be the protocol? Are you going to get that extra week, like the last week of July, and then go and start then and go into August camp and then get ready to kick it off?
Well, that's what we've planned out. I actually finished up our calendar yesterday from the June 8th date all the way through the rest of the season, and that's the plan. What I'm hearing is 25 to a group in the workouts. So, and that's including coaches. Yeah. So if you have 3 coaches with a group, that's 22 kids. So how we manage that and how we organize that's going to be really important for us to make sure we're maximizing our time with those kids, getting them all in there and getting those things done.
So June 8th, you can officially start putting in schemes?
If you want to, in summer rules in Louisiana, you can, which is going to be a change for me coming from the JUCO ranks and from Texas. We can't really have a whole lot of contact with our kids during the summer other than strength and conditioning. Right. So we're going to take advantage of what they let us do. I can tell you that.
Could somebody explain the difference between 22 and 25? I mean, if you've got 22, what's the difference in having 22 and 25 together?
I don't know. They're saying groups of 25, but they're counting the coaches in that. So if you have 3 coaches with that,
25,
I don't know.
27. What's the difference?
We're just going to do the best we can with what they give us. We're going to be organized. We have several planned out scenarios to be able to handle summer workouts.
Eddie Bodine, you've heard the name, of course, executive director, has said, look, if schools don't toe the line, and if they try to cheat a little bit, fines, cancellation of games, do you foresee that being a problem? I said earlier in the show, I trust the high school coaches. They'll follow the rules and do it right.
I think most guys will. Most of the guys that I know in this profession are good guys, and they're in it for the kids, and we all want to win. There's no doubt about it. You're not worth your salt if you don't want to win. But I think most guys are they're going to press it to the point that they can press it to, I'm sure, as we all would. But, within the spirit of the rules of doing things the right way, I think most people will. I don't know, microscopes are going to be on different programs probably, a bigger name program like a West Monroe or somebody like that, or a Zachary or a Catholic High Baton Rouge or an Acadiana. Right. They may have eyeballs on them that maybe other people don't. I don't know. I don't know if there's enough people to enforce all that.
I would be remiss if I didn't challenge you. I don't know if you know the history of the select and non-select. Where do you fall on that? Or do you know?
I'd like us to all play together again, to be honest with you. I just, I'm one of the ones that believes that at the end of the day, if you're gonna be the best, then you have to play the best out there. And I think that there's kids going to schools, both public and private, and so I'd like to see us play together.
Okay. Coach, we appreciate you coming in.
Appreciate it.
Good luck. Stay safe. Safe travels, because I know you're back and forth with the family, all right? Chris Towery, new head football coach at Sulphur High School. You're going to get it cranked up very soon in Golden Tour land. I wish you luck, all right?
Thank you.
We'll have you
Appreciate
back. We'll have
Yes,
you
sir.
back before the
Yes,
season
sir.
starts. We'll take
Enjoyed
a pause.
it.
We're coming back to walk on. Stay right here.
If history has taught us anything, it's that we can get through anything. And that beer sometimes helps. So Coors Light is buying. Go to @CoorsLight on Twitter to send someone a six-pack on us. Because, man, we could all use one right now.
On or off the field, training and experience matter. As a board-certified and fellowship-trained surgeon, Dr. Brett Cassio has the training and experience to help you get back in the game. Award-winning research, the latest orthopedic techniques, right here at home. Cassio Sports Medicine.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable, personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
Enjoy a more reliable, responsible, intelligent, and connected indoor environment that easily adjusts to your preferences, no matter where you are. Uncompromising, unmistakable, Luxair. Get connected with a Luxair dealer near you by visiting luxair.com/solar supply.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Drew's favorite season? It's seafood lanyap season, only at Walk-Ons.
All right, welcome back to SoundOff 60, proudly presented by Solar Supply, serving from Texas across the Gulf Coast for your very best in heating and air conditioning equipment. That would be Solar Supply. All right, gentlemen, many thanks to Sulphur new head football coach Chris Towery.
Guy.
Very good guy, very knowledgeable, very impressive resume, very varied. You know, USL, University of Houston, Texas JUCO, high school football, Texas, Louisiana, varied. And you love him because he was just falling at your feet, just like, oh, Kevin, I saw you at LSU and you were the best. You didn't make the best DB on your own show, but you were damn good.
Hey.
Good Lord.
Just
Help
happy
us,
to be
please.
around those great guys. What can I say?
He's a good guy, and we'll have him
What
back on
can
the
I
show
say?
prior to the tour season getting cranked up.
Yes.
All of them will be faced with challenges.
They will be.
It's interesting that if they can start working with the kids in even smaller groups starting June 8th, they'll pick it up quickly.
They will.
I thought it would be June 8th. You can get them in the weight room, run them a little bit. You can get them out there in helmets and shorts.
It's got to be especially tough for a first-year
First
coach.
year?
You got to learn. You got to learn everybody. You got to, it's
First
tough.
year? Yeah.
You got guys running around with names on their helmets. It's tough, man.
Good point. Get the tape
tough.
out. Hey, quick reminder, next week's show is going to be a big one and a good one.
Yeah.
McNeese University President Dr. Darryl Burkell will join us here. We'll be really the first media outlet to sit down with Dr. Burkell in long form.
It's a lot to talk about.
Really live at our table, talking about all the pandemic issues with McNeese in regards to fall sports, fans or no fans, budget, AD search, and think about this. This is from and we're going to talk about this in a minute. Mark Emmert, NCAA, bottom line, there ain't no football unless there's students in classrooms.
Yeah.
Unless that changes,
Yeah.
there got to be students on campus.
You're right.
You realize Mark Emmert does not run college
You're right.
football.
But is that not what he said? Is that not what he said?
How's he going to enforce
I
it?
don't know.
Okay.
It's a lot of things they can't enforce right
But
now.
isn't it in the NCAA rules that student athletes have to be students?
Have to be
but
on-
can
have
they
to
be
be on
students
campus.
off the campus?
What did Joe Burrow do last year?
Exactly.
He took all his classes online.
Yeah. So I'm wondering about that. The fervor at which they
Here's my point. You can bring up all these subsections.
That's what I've been saying.
They can cut
How do they
corners
enforce it?
for a year. This, that. and no fans, whatever.
Right.
They will do something to have some semblance.
Oh,
of
I'm no doubt that. But
it's all about
Emmert's not
enforcing
the
it.
only one. There has been athletic directors and all the ones that I've seen, most of the Power Five, it says there's no college football unless we have people in the classroom. Now, Hobbs, that can change, I know, but that's their statement right now.
What, they gonna bring out the National Guard? What are you talking
know, man.
about?
All right, so, all right.
There's
so
a lot that's got to be fixed.
Let's
believe me.
Let's transition to the SEC and where LSU AD Scott Woodard said last week. What did he say? I read your coverage in the American Press.
Yeah.
Didn't really say a whole lot.
No, he expects the SEC to make a decision. It'll either be, what did he say, June 1st or June 15th?
June 15th.
It should be sometime this week, I would guess.
According to your coverage now.
Yeah. It's sometime.
So who's voting? Who's voting?
President.
The presidents.
Yes.
The presidents. Can the presidents say no football unless there's kids in the classroom?
I suppose they
Yes,
could.
they can.
Yes.
I would think that they
Because
can.
they
Who has the
control
power?
their
That they
schools.
can.
They have the power,
Yeah,
do they not?
yeah, they have the
Well,
power.
I mean, they can control their schools.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean.
Now, if the 4 SEC schools don't want to have football this year, I guess the other 10 would move on without them.
Probably will.
I think they will.
They probably will.
I mean, that's what happened
okay,
in
they probably will.
1943 during the height of World War II. There were only, I think it was 5 out of, it was then 12 SEC schools played that year.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
LSU
gray area.
only played 5 games that year.
There's a lot of gray area that's got to be worked out. That's the bottom line in all of this, Rick. I mean, you're saying things and you're wanting things to be a certain way, but what are the procedures that you've got to go through to make sure that this happens? You say there's not going to be football unless kids are on campus, kids are in the classrooms. Okay, so how are you going to protect those kids that are on campus, that are in the classrooms? How do you do all that? None of that's being discussed. But this is what we want.
There's a lot of
that's got to be worked out, man.
There's a lot of we need because these universities need the revenue.
The
Remember,
finances, yes.
March Madness was canceled. $375 million is not going to be dispersed to the member schools. They're short of money. Even LSU needs the money.
The
from
cash
this
cow
season.
of any university, everybody knows, is the football program.
Football. And where do they get
Hands
the
down.
money? Where do they get the money? Television.
Television.
And they don't
If
get
you're not
paid
being
unless
watched,
they're
you
on
can't-
the field and
unless
have
you
a
on-
television
unless you're on
show.
television.
They gotta have television.
It's a lot.
We don't know what's going to happen yet.
We don't.
My guess is, regardless of what happens, there's going to be less revenue.
Yes.
The only thing
I'd
is,
agree to that.
I
agree to that.
I do wonder. I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion. Let's say there are no fans.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean better TV ratings?
I mean, you know, nobody's there, Scooter, so we
To
got
a
to watch it on
degree,
television.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, think about it. I'm not just talking about.
That makes sense.
We'll use your Fighting Tigers. All right, you would assume everybody that would have been in the stadium will now be watching on TV.
It's 102,000.
Exactly.
That's a blip.
Rick,
That's a blip.
Rick,
Okay,
Rick,
go ahead.
You don't just leave the TV for 3.5 hours for an LSU game. It's an all-day
It is an all-day, yeah.
deal. Yeah. Those people are watching the 3 and 4 games before, and you go to every other school is doing the same thing.
Yes.
You know, pretty soon you're talking about real viewership.
It may have an impact. It may.
Yeah.
It may.
If
I think
no
you're right.
schools
But I think-
are allowing
I think the
fans.
things that go along with the tailgating and all that, I don't think that'll ever be taken away because people want that. That's part of the tradition. That's what people do when you go to a game on a Saturday.
No
you want to
traffic?
tailgate.
No traffic?
Are you wait a minute. You're opening up a Pandora's box. You're telling me that LSU or McNeese, let's say no fans are in the stands, you're saying you're going to open up the grounds for tailgating?
I'm not saying that.
Would you do it?
I'm saying if people want to be a part of what's going on that day,
On
and
campus.
if they want to be outside,
On campus, is what I'm saying. How do you?
I mentioned that last week.
How do
you-
in
did.
the
how do you-
column,
but
and
how do you
I'm
stop
not
it, though?
seriously, but I don't know what would be there to stop you.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, what-
Look, nobody can stop anybody from
part of-
going to the beach.
I mean, let's face it, there wouldn't be that many in as much parking area as, say, an LSU.
Yeah.
McNeese.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wanted
I
to
know.
sit in the
I don't
parking
know,
lot,
Rick. There's a
they
lot that's got to
could.
be worked out, man.
Well,
when it
I
comes
tell
to
you,
this.
you know,
There's a
it's
lot.
funny because even on a smaller scale, Dr. Burkell on next week's show, will, he might have an opinion on some of this. But there are so many unknowns, and here we are, guys. What, the third week of May? And I just keep thinking that calendar just keeps flipping.
It keeps turning.
When is this
It's getting closer, Rick.
When
Somebody's
is
got
this
to know
going to come
something.
to a head here with some decisions? I don't know. We'll see. All right, take a short pause. When we come back, Last Dance. It ended. Wow.
Yes.
We'll get into the Michael Jordan Chicago
I didn't want
Bulls.
it to end,
what?
man.
I haven't seen the last.
I didn't
one.
want it to end,
I didn't see
man.
last week. I got to catch up on that. All right, we'll get into a little bit of
want
that
it to end.
and golf. All right,
I saw
NASCAR.
that.
No fans. No fans. Worked pretty good. A lot of humming with the engines, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, lots still to cover. Stay right here. We're coming right back to walk-ons.
You can count carbs, you can count calories, but it only counts if the beer tastes good. Introducing St. Archer Gold, the ultimate light beer with 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. St. Archer Gold.
For nearly 85 years, Merchants and Farmers Bank has provided dependable personal banking for Central and Southwest Louisiana. I saw your new boat last week, Chuck. Looks like fun. We have 8 convenient locations, checking and savings accounts, online bill pay, mortgage and personal loans, even a new app that allows you to take a picture of your paycheck and deposit it. Can't wait to see your kitchen remodel, Pam. Come in today to open a personal account. Merchants and Farmers, your future begins with our history.
You can count carbs, you can count calories, but it only counts if the beer tastes good. Introducing St. Archer Gold, the ultimate light beer with 95 calories and 2.6 grams of carbs. St. Archer Gold.
All right, welcome back to the show. Here at Walk-Ons, we want to remind you, Walk-Ons is open for business, 25% capacity, following the state guidelines, right?
They are.
Yes.
25% capacity, which is about 75 or 80 guests can come into Walk-Ons, via the patio or the general dining, and enjoy all the great food.
They can.
Full menu. I mean, we're here later in the doing our show production. It's hustle and bustle.
Yeah,
People are tired of being cooped up.
People want to get out.
I mean, still no live sports, but it's coming.
No.
We're going to get to that in a minute.
Hopefully it will.
They're keeping their distance.
They are.
No. So anyway, full menu. Still, though, food service delivery and curbside pickup still in full force here at Walk-On. So, look, all your favorites are here. It's still great, very consistent. Come Shaq and Greg and Dustin and all the guys
They're doing
and
a
the
great
girls
job.
down
They've been
here.
since day one.
They want to see you here as we do. All right, let's get in a little bit into the Major League Baseball quagmire, okay? All right, July 4th, they're pinpointing. The owners, I think it was last week, voted like, hey, if we're going to come 81, 82 games, you're going to have to help us. 50-50 split of revenues. We'll give you 50% for salaries. Everybody's going to, what was your deal? Less revenue. Everybody's got to bite the bullet, right?
Yeah.
Players think 50-50 is a salary cap, and they ain't going for it.
No.
Now,
I mean, that's big money when you're dealing with the players.
Semantics, it's a salary cap. They don't want it. What was the Tampa Bay? You had him in the front page of the American Press.
Yeah.
This Tampa Bay, a former Cy Young winner, Blake Snell. I'm quoting now as close as I can. Hey, bro, I want mine. I ain't playing for the love of the game. I want my money. I want it all because I'm risking my life on the mound. You buy it or not? He's risking his life.
Scooter, you're the baseball guy.
He's risking his life.
You're the baseball guy.
Former pro athlete.
Hey, I don't know baseball like that.
But you know pro athletes.
Yeah. He wants all the money he can make. If he's making $8 million a year, he wants all of it.
Even if it's only for half the
It's only for half the games. I think that's a bit much. I think that's a bit much.
It is a very bad look.
It's kind of showing a greedy look,
think,
is what it's kind of showing.
I mean,
really.
Let's not say he's speaking for the
no,
Players
No, he's not.
Association.
No, he's not. But there's probably a number would agree.
Yeah, but I bet
They
you
ain't
they
saying
keep it
anything.
more to themselves.
Exactly.
The reaction
They will.
No,
They will. A lot of them
to
not going to
what
make that
he's
public, Scooter.
This is a tough one because the
No
players
spitting in baseball.
No spitting.
How are they going to do that?
Yeah.
How
no
would
fans,
you like to
no
enforce
spitting.
that?
That's going to be tough.
safe distancing in the dugout. And look, it's all needed and it's all good. Quarantine in hotels.
To me, that's
I mean,
silly.
what did you say? The quagmire of all these different issues need to be worked out.
If you got, I mean, you're either going to play baseball or you aren't. This 10 feet apart in the dugout and sitting in the stands. What, are you not going to be able to hold a guy on at first base?
I know.
Is the catcher got to get 10 feet behind the plate?
I know, it's great.
I mean.
Guys, I asked about 2 weeks ago about NBA. Maybe you just skip it. Maybe you just don't play. And the owners need the money. Maybe it's just too many issues right now.
There's interaction with every one of these sports that we're talking about: baseball, football, basketball. You're going to touch somebody.
I know.
Fluids are going to leave you and go to another person. I don't see how you. I don't see how you
totally safe, right? I just don't see it either.
Rick.
Now look, UFC put it on, no fans. I didn't see it, but apparently it was a good fight card, and they'll continue to do it.
Yeah.
NASCAR over the weekend went to Darlington, ran a race.
Well, NASCAR is a bad example.
It is, but they put on live sports.
Really, and I know I'm not big into NASCAR. I don't have anything against it. But if you watch on TV, and I know fans are a big part of going to.
Oh, big time, yeah.
But watching it on TV, it's not like college football or anything where you're constantly looking at it.
Right.
You never see the fans.
Right, exactly. You get the roar of the engine.
You can't hear them.
I know, you get the ambiance of it. I got you there. Now, let's move to golf. McElroy, Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, Matt Wolf did this little charity thing.
This weekend.
Golf is different too.
Yeah.
All right, it was entertaining to a degree. It was charity golf. Golf is coming back June 11th. No fans. I'm supportive of it. Okay.
But when you talk about no fans, I mean, you're talking about fairway. If I'm not mistaken, that's.
But still no fans.
You can play golf. You can play golf.
Again, made for television.
Yeah, you can play golf.
Are you interested in the Tiger Woods and Mickelson and Tom Brady?
And I watched the one yesterday.
Yeah, I did too.
And hard as they tried, it still had the feel of an exhibition.
Oh, much so.
It did. It did.
The novelty of. I'm more excited about having Peyton and Brady play in the one this week.
Yeah. When is that? Is that coming up this week?
I think it's this
Sunday. You got to check that out. Woods, Mickelson, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning in a foursome. They split it up.
It's going to be good.
I don't know what the format is. I guess they'll get their full handicaps or whatever. Maybe they get the members.
Yeah.
Member tees.
Before we go, last dance. Chicago Bulls.
Best ever. Documentary. Best ever.
It's one thing, because look, did Michael Jordan push Byron Russell? I'm a longtime Utah Jazz fan. And looking at it in slow-mo and the angles
Russell slipped. He slipped.
Maybe it wasn't so much of a push that I thought it was.
Yeah, he slipped.
But you know what I got? Karl Malone, class. This is that behind-the-scenes footage.
Went on the bus.
He went on the bus.
That's big time, man.
That's class.
That's big time,
After he lost to him two times in the finals.
That's big time.
All right.
But you know what's even better? What was Michael's response? Tell the wife I said hello. We'll see him soon.
Yeah.
It's different, guys.
You're going to enjoy the last
relationship
two.
that these guys develop. It's really unique, man.
And the story that came out about the possibility of keeping that team together for one more, because nobody knew this.
You know what?
Michael Jordan wanted to come back.
Jerry should have been dismissed. Jerry should have
Swallow
been dismissed.
the ego of Jerry Krause and Ron
He should have been dismissed, man.
And let him go, but
let him go.
There's
no way that Jordan couldn't have convinced Pippen and Rodman to come back. There's no way. There's no way
it wouldn't, or that he could have.
There's no way that he couldn't have convinced them to come back.
To go
There's
for
no
one
way.
more.
Yes, they would have come back for that.
Great show, guys.
Always.
A lot of fun. We'll do it all again next time. Stay safe, and we'll see you here at Walk On.
SoundOff 60 airs on Suddenlink Cable Channel 4 Monday through Sunday nights at 9. Post your questions and comments for the guys and access our website and our great advertising partners at SoundOff60TV.com.